Orlando trip 2026, day 0. I think we've got about 21 hours until the plane takes off, but until then, I haven't shaved, I haven't done my hair. I've got a haircut in about 2 hours, so hopefully we'll fix that. Let's get to it. All right, with that out of the way, I'm a lot more cleaned up now. Let's begin. So this week, I will be taking a trip to Orlando, Florida with my mom. I have never been to the places that we're going to before, with the exception of Disney Springs. We'll be visiting Epic Universe at Universal Orlando and EPCOT. I'm a huge fan of theme parks, love them, love rides, love roller coasters, love all the theming and unique food that you can get. Naturally, I'm also a huge fan of Nintendo, so very excited for Super Nintendo World at Universal. I love, Disney parks as well, but I've never been to Epcot, so that'll be exciting. My mom has not been to Epcot since she was a kid and has never visited Epic Universe. So I'll be very excited to see what she thinks of these. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. Our day began early at the Indianapolis International Airport. Flight was at around 9, so like the type A people that my mom and I are, we got there around 7 a.m. The parking garage was packed for a non-holiday early Monday morning, but after some time, we were able to find a spot. I've been coming to this airport since I was a kid, and to this day, I'm mesmerized by the flashing lights that greet you as you enter. But despite the great visuals, I was on a mission. You see, in the days leading up to this trip, my dad had also flown out of this exact same airport, and he had raved about this breakfast sandwich that he got from Shake Shack, of all places. He said it was just a simple sausage, egg, and cheese, but it was one of the best breakfast sandwiches he ever had, and I trusted his word. So I made a beeline for Be Fast. And I gotta say, this was super good. I ordered it with cherry peppers and breakfast sauce. Sadly, they were out of peppers, but this still tasted fantastic. We hopped on the flight, and Mom and I were cleared for takeoff. A little under 2 hours later, we landed at the Orlando International Airport. This place was super cool. It felt like a mall and a hotel combined that airplanes just so happened to fly out of. We then hopped on our shuttle and made our way to the hotel. We made it to the resort. We are here. We've got a very nice view. Epcot's all the way out there, and then we're out here on an actual patio, which I did not expect. Got pit stains. After taking some time to settle in, Mom and I walked over to Disney Springs, a massive shopping district about a 10-minute walk from where we stayed. The place was even home to one of the last remaining rainforest cafes in the country, which I was very happy to see. It was thriving too, possibly due in part to the semi-recent promotion it's received from Eddie Burback and Ted Nivison on YouTube. This may be the first time ever that they've actually had my name on a magnet. While I haven't eaten at a rainforest cafe since I was a kid, I'm always impressed by just how much they have to look at there. There was also this similarly themed dinosaur restaurant right next door, which I thought was pretty neat. Pretty cool dinosaur, huh?
Yes.
Disney Springs truly had a ton to offer. Restaurants, bars, stores, mobile pianists who would sing the Phineas and Ferb theme song while rolling around the area, people celebrating World Cup victories, and this thing. But then it started raining. Badly. We walked into Planet Hollywood to stay protected and have something to eat while it passed us. Well, we were out in the rain for a while, but, actually we didn't run into the rain at all, thankfully. And now we're here at Planet Hollywood, and this is incredible. What do you think of it so far?
What a good view, and we're out of the rain.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah. She was right. Hopefully this would be the only time it rained this hard the entire trip. I can't express enough how much Planet Hollywood was up my alley. From a cool 3-story spherical design to the great selection of music videos they had playing on the massive screen, I can honestly say I had a great time here. The food was pretty decent as well, which was a nice relief. I didn't get any footage of this, but we got some appetizers beforehand, and they were bad. Just extremely fried, flavorless popcorn chicken, and the worst pretzel bites I've ever tasted. This wasn't the case at Planet Hollywood. Here, Mom and I split a large turkey sandwich, which could have been warmer, but the flavors were all very solid. Once the rain cleared, we left Planet Hollywood and walked around for the rest of the evening. A Disney World fireworks show, visible from the hotel room, capped off our evening.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come!
Mom, how are you feeling today?
Ready to do this. Let's go.
It's day 2. We're going to Epic Universe. Would you say you're feeling epic or universal, or how are you feeling?
Pretty epic today, even though sleeping was not great. But
No.
We're gonna get some caffeine and push through. We got this.
Oh yeah. Our second day of the trip was spent at Epic Universe, one of the parks inside Universal Orlando Resort. We started off at the Isle of Berk area, a section of the park inspired by the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I was super impressed. I've only seen the first 2 How to Train Your Dragon movies, plus the live-action remake that was surprisingly better than I expected, but the theming and animatronics here were both top-notch. Following that, I started waiting in line for Stardust Racers, which was the largest roller coaster in the park. And then, it happened. But this wasn't just any storm. It rained nonstop the entire rest of the day. Thankfully, there were a couple of short breaks in the weather. Even though I almost slipped on the way in, Mom and I made it safely into Super Nintendo World. Let's go! This was the crown jewel of day 2, if you ask me. As a diehard Nintendo fan since early childhood, I was beside myself. It was like I had stepped into a Mario game and was watching the world unfold around me, with every little detail one-upping the next. You see what I did there? By this point, lines had grown long for the Mario Kart ride, called Bowser's Challenge. Everyone flocked to one of the few indoor rides in the entire park, but honestly, the wait wasn't as bad as I expected. That likely had to do with the truly incredible line queue. I mean, seriously, this was one of the coolest and most detail-oriented things I'd ever seen. I loved the ride, but honestly I could have done without the augmented reality glasses. I felt more immersed having them on hand, but the visuals were a bit blurry and made me slightly motion sick. Live and learn, I guess. Once I was off the ride, I met back up with Mom, where we ran through the rain to Toadstool Cafe. Neither of us were starving, but a sweet treat always goes a long way, so we split the question block tiramisu. Absolutely delicious, and plated in a super creative way. That fire flower that you see was actually white chocolate, if you can believe it. Venturing out of Nintendo, we moseyed on into Dark Universe, a land inspired by the classic Universal monsters like the Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster, and unchecked mental health issues. Mom's not a fan of horror-themed stuff, so I rode Monsters Unchained alone. Once again, the ride queue was something special. Props and fun designs at every turn, each adding an extra layer of spookiness to the experience. The ride itself was great too, a lot faster and more intense than I was expecting. But the animatronics blew me away, and the adrenaline rush was much needed after being caught in the storm for a couple of hours. Now with clearer skies and full hearts, we knew we couldn't lose with what was next. We walked around the Helios Grand Hotel, and stood to watch one of the most beautiful water shows I've ever seen, right in the middle of Celestial Park. This preceded our ride on the carousel, something neither of us had ridden in probably a decade or more. Although it was a shorter ride, we were both smiling from ear to ear by the end of it. Before we left the park, we made a final stop in the Wizarding World for what was essentially Harry Potter's version of Paris. Now I gotta admit, I'm a super casual fan of Harry Potter. I enjoyed the movies just fine, and I read a couple of the books, but I wouldn't say I'm super into them at this point. Also, by the way, the author of the books, J.K. Rowling, garbage human being. JK, if you're watching this video, please go sit in the corner and don't leave until you have a change of heart. I'm very disappointed in you. Anyway, Mom and I agreed that this would easily be one of our favorite areas of Epic Universe, had everything not been closed. It was still raining at this point, not nearly as hard as before, but enough for most things to be shut down, so we only got to go in a few stores and take a handful of pictures. It was nice, but I could tell the area had a lot of potential that it wasn't quite living up to on this day, mostly due to the weather. All around, Epic Universe was, in fact, an epic experience. But I do think it could have been that much more memorable had the weather been cooperating with us.
All right.
Is that a leash?
No, it's a child safety tether. This way, sweetie.
It's a leash.
First time on a double-decker bus. Heading to EPCOT today. Hopefully it'll be a lot less rainy than yesterday. Hopefully. Knock on wood, right?
Another great day with the crew.
Yeah. EPCOT was amazing. The day was already off to a great start with an inspirational ride on Spaceship Earth, aka the EPCOT ball. It might have been the nice weather or the fact that I hadn't really been sleeping well the past 2 days, but this ride actually made me a little emotional. Once that ride was over, I sped walked, sped walk? I don't know, I walked fast. To Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I had heard a lot of hype about this ride, especially as a big Guardians fan, and I am glad to say that from the very beginning, it lived up to it. You see, one of my all-time favorite superheroes is Nova, a semi-niche Marvel character that isn't in the MCU yet. However, there were a ton of references to him and the entire Nova Corps on this ride, which made me pretty happy. I know the Nova Corps were technically in the Guardians movies, but this felt like it was their ride, at least in the ride queue, and I was really glad to see that. Now, as for the ride itself, yeah, this is my new favorite ride of all time. It's essentially Guardians-themed Space Mountain. It's super fast-paced, it takes you all over space, has plenty of fun twists and turns, and the ride soundtrack is always set to a different classic rock song. I got Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. That's one of my all-time favorites. But Mom and I weren't in EPCOT for just the rides. Oh no. Mexico.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Ever since I turned 21, it's been a bucket list item of mine to drink around the world at EPCOT. And now, 3.5 years later, drink around the world, I very much did. Drinking around the world, drink number 1, Mango Loco Margarita from Mexico. That's really good. Drink 1 was strong. This is drink 2. It's a coconut cream cold brew from Norway.
Give it a rate.
Needs a stir. Definitely need to mix it a little bit more, but so far so good. Alright, cold brew was just okay. I honestly didn't finish it. Drink 3, plum wine from China. Stopped for some lunch as well, so hopefully it's good. Ich bin eine Trinken. Number 4, this is Pinot Rosé from Germany. That's fantastic. That's really good.
Oh my lord.
Viva Italia! This is drink number 5, Peach Bellini from Italy. Beautiful land right here, probably my favorite so far. I guess I am biased because I am a little bit Italian, white boy Italian. But yeah, this is delicious. Drink 6, Pineapple Hard Tea from USA. Not good. I'm not gonna finish this one. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna finish this one. Drink 7, Japan. This is hot sake. Yes, it's a hot day, but when in Rome, or in this case, when in Japan. Oh, I like that a lot. All right, drink number 8 at Morocco. This is a passion fruit hard cider. It's a seasonal drink. Oh, that's good. That is way better than the USA one. I will say that. Drink number 9, Cabernet from France. This is... We just finished the Ratatouille ride. Cabernet. Not bad. Second to last, Irish Ale, number 10. This is Sullivan's from the UK. You good? Okay. With this final drink, I finished drinking around the world. This is a Moosehead Lager from Canada, drink number 11. Pretty damn good. Despite staggering around like a zombie for the rest of the day, I completed the challenge successfully. My body felt like it was made of liquid, so it was only natural that we would then head to the Finding Nemo area next for a quick ride and an adventure around the aquarium. That's right, baby, it's time for a fish montage. There was also a brand new Moana area themed around water. It was fun, but pretty short. Nonetheless, Mom definitely made the most out of it, as you can see here. However, it wouldn't be an Epcot visit without trying all of the unique Coca-Cola products from around the world. And yes, that does include Beverly. Alright, let's get Beverly out of the way. Apparently this is the worst one, but I gotta try it. Oh! Oh my god. All right, final day. We're heading to Disney Springs just to go back to the shops one more time. Beautiful view on the way and shaded. What was your favorite part of Epcot? Soarin'. Yeah, Soarin' was great. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to get any footage, probably due to the lingering effects of drinking around the world. But we did also ride Living with the Land and Soarin' Across America. Both were fantastic. I was a little bit more partial to Soarin', to be completely honest, mostly just because of how smooth and immersive it was. I felt like I was actually in all of the areas that I was soaring across, so definitely give that one a try if you're in the area. Anyway, with one final stop at Disney Springs, our vacation was nearing an end. We ate lunch at Earl of Sandwich, not pictured here, and were both surprised how awesome our meals were. Before long, we were back on the plane and returning to Indianapolis. Fly back.
Fly back. Vacay over.
Yep. All in all, my Orlando trip with my mom was an experience for the books. We created core memories, not in spite of the weather, but perhaps at times because of it. I'm beyond thankful to have my mom as a parent, friend, and role model, and this vacation was a much-needed getaway that allowed us to take in every moment. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to seize the day, and, as always, stay groovy.